Hello again, YouTube. This is Truth Man giving you the truth. And I want to talk about that Shanquella Robinson death. And I want to talk about it kind of from a prophetic standpoint. But disclaimer to begin. I'm not going to say these people's names. I'm not going to act like I know what happened in there. I'm just going to put some pieces together for you and give you a picture. Now, what I'm saying could be true and what I'm saying could be false. But I kind of meditated on that possible situation, and I want to talk about what I think happened or close to what happened on that trip, if you will. So let's begin. Number one, I do believe that there was a loose plan together to begin with. I don't think any of them, not a single one of them, liked her like that. But when you got money, sometimes people will hang around you even if they don't like you. In rare cases, people will hang with you when you don't got money, but when you got money, it's not rare at all. People will hang around you and not even like you. You know how I know? Because it happened to me. When we was all out there doing our thing, we just gonna say, I know a lot of those guys that was jock riding didn't like me like that because we never got along. But sometimes people will back off if they know you'll pop them, shoot them, or whatever you want to call it, or they know you can fight and they don't want to, go there with you. So they'll go along and try to gaslight you, kind of, but they still don't like you inside. A couple guys was doing that to me, so I know. We never got along. All of a sudden we grown and it's, what's up, man? What's up, this, that, and the other. Then we get older like this. Some of these same guys be on Facebook trying to argue with my every viewpoint. I already know what it is with you. I already know what it is. So it's cool. Because I ride solo anyway. Not by, if in a perfect world I wouldn't, but I know how it is. You end up like one of those people like this when you try to hang with everybody. So I think they talked about it before she even came on the trip. Like, man, I don't like that beat. The dude, they say he got friends on possibly by her. So he didn't like her either. No, I'ma just be calling them this person, that person. And y'all figure out who I'm talking about. So they on the trip. She talking, they rolling their eyes at each other. The one person probably was even smacking her lips, half talking to her, so on and so forth. I think something happened. Here are the choices. One, somebody got dissed and Shanquella was laughing. That's a possibility. Poking fun, thinking these are friends, they could take it. But remember, they not her friends. None of them. And if y'all would have came to my house like y'all did her, after doing something like that to my daughters, Listen, prison don't scare. Prison ain't nothing, man. It ain't a place I would want to go. But if you did something like that to my daughter, we ain't gonna talk too much on YouTube. So either it was some guys involved, because you know women like men. They want to be the center of attraction. They want to be the most desired. So it could be a few thing too. Because let's be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. To me, none of them were ugly. But the girl that beat her up like that, to begin with, she's probably the least attractive out of them. The light-skinned girl is attractive. She has a dark look in her eyes, and like, I would see that right away. She got that dark look, like she'll pull some stuff. And if y'all wasn't listening, she did say back when I was killing S. Now that could mean one of two things. That could mean that she got away with this before. Because why would she use that phrase in speaking of her own attractiveness? Maybe back in 2015, allegedly, she got away with something similar. So, I mean, wasn't none of them like ugly. But think about it. Some girls get tired of being the one everybody diss. Like, what if one of those guys in those lives they was in said, I don't want her, she ugly. And the other two, let's say Shanquella started laughing. And the other girl on the bed, that ain't funny. You think everything funny. It's funny to me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I ain't these other, I'll whoop your ass. Like, come on now, we ain't here for that. That can escalate. Something like that. Think about that. That's a possibility. Another possibility is what they said. Maybe it could be true. I don't see how somebody as successful as her would be setting somebody else up, but who knows? I'm a Milwaukee guy. I'm not a Charlotte guy. So I don't know the overall demeanor and swag of Charlotte. I know Milwaukee though. I know in Milwaukee, people trying to set you up, they'll try to gaslight you. They will try to, like this, act like they're your friend. So it escalated into a fight. But here's where we finna kind of think about some things. I think they fought again. I don't think her neck was broke at all from that fight. That's me personally. I think they fought again, and either she got jumped. Either way, she got jumped. But here's a possibility. When the way that girl beat her up the first time, they fought again. She probably was fighting for her life. So she probably was kind of getting with her, if you know what I mean. And that could be when the other girl jumped in. That could be when the other girl jumped in. Now, do I think the slam broke her neck? It's possible. But I'm leaning more towards the slam didn't break her neck either. It just probably kind of messed it up. Here's where it's finna get interesting. Now I want to give y'all something to think about. Remember, y'all gotta understand, one of those dudes already was accused of grape. Savage grape. He looking at this girl with no clothes on the whole time. I don't think those guys went without touching her. In fact, these little hood dudes, a lot of them tattoos, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. That's a cover up for a lot of dudes of fear. I don't got no tattoos. Some dudes like tattoos. Other dudes, they just want to look the part. So, I think they raped her. And I think that she was fighting for her life. She still was alive after fighting those girls. Somebody dragged her in that other room. They was torturing that girl. They was torturing. And if I was her father, I would have her checked for any signs of sexual assault. Because one thing I don't like, if you want to be an urban dude with your little tats, making the faces on pictures and stuff like that, then when you do this kind of stuff, that's why I'm getting back in corrections. I got to do it at least a little more, because I love when these type of dudes run up on me like they tough. It's so lovely. It's so lovely. Because all of that, your hood, all that, it don't mean nothing when you run up on a man and you ain't got your boys, you ain't got no weapon. And even some cases, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know I like to put real life situations in. So, this is my second time working in the facility, right? I'm fresh back. But remember, I worked there before, so all the vets know me. They know how I do things. They know that I want to be easygoing, but I can be a real a-hole if you take me there. They know my approach. They know my strategy. So they telling the kids, man, don't mess with Howard, man. You know, I said, don't tell them nothing. Let them do what they want to do. So it was this one particular guy. He ended up being cool in the end, because he saw, you know, I gained his respect. After going back and forth with him for months, he kept coming in there. The dude was punching TVs, breaking them, doing all kind of stuff. I had to put my hands on him so many times. So the first time, though, here's what happened. He was in there with one of his buddies, and he had he basically, they wasn't letting him out of his room because he just kept doing stuff. So I said, I made an agreement with him. I said, man, I'll tell you what, man. If you got early curfew, if you come out here and you be smooth, I'm gonna let you shower. I said, but you know, I know what y'all gonna try to do. So I don't really like doing showers while everybody else locked in, because I know what they're trying to do. They want everybody to look at them. They want to rile the pod up, so on and so forth. So I wasn't one of the ones that liked it doing showers when I got them all locked in. Some staff would do it, but my approach was, it's a meaningless routine at this point. Like, it's meaningless when they locked in. That's supposed to be your time. You supposed to be relaxing, you know, taking care of any pod business. I didn't like doing it when they was locked in. Some people like to end them early I didn't like doing that. I wait. I do my early curfews while the first wreck was going on. And if they didn't get in, then shoot, they just ain't getting it. That was my approach. So he went in the shower. He comes out. He says, "I'ma tee up." That's what he says. So when he comes out, he gets to tearing the pot up. I said, "Oh, y'all lock in, lock in, lock in." He throwing chairs. So I had to get all the rest of them out the way so we can deal with him. Because I had a feeling he was going to do it. I just got those instincts. I've been doing this too long. But I have to go by certain things or I'll get in trouble and get wrote up. So he grabbed one particular chair. When he saw me coming at him, all I was going to do is just jack him up and stop him. He takes the chair, grabs it by the legs, leans back and tries to swing it at me like a bat. I stepped back, put the guard up and blocked it. Ripped the chair from him. He took off running. I'm chasing him. The boy is fast. But when he got to let me show you how fast he was. When he got to the top of the stairs, he fell. I'm almost up the stairs. He gets up. His room is room C. He runs in his room and he's locked the door and he's standing there looking at me. I got mad and did some old goofy stuff and punched his door. And they didn't know I broke my knuckle. I ain't tell them. I just let it heal by itself. I didn't tell him I broke my knuckle. And now to this day, if you notice, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you my knuckle. Okay, and it's probably ashy, y'all. It's cold out here. So, this is my knuckle, right? Wait, let me show you. See how this knuckle, see how my little finger knuckle is pointy like that? Let me show you my other knuckle. It healed. Like I could bend my finger back, forward. But the way it healed, it healed funny. So, I had a broke knuckle in there. At the same time, practically, maybe a little while later, maybe a couple months later, I had a broke leg and a broke finger. I broke this finger during an incident, and I broke my leg on another, and I'm still at work. I never, in both of my times working there, I never used workman's comp. I just called in if something was wrong. So, I like putting these dudes in their place. Now, if they don't act up, even regardless of what they did, I'll be fair with them. But if they try to act a fool on me, now I'm remembering what you did. See, that's how I am. And that's why they tried to fire me, because the dude was literally back in there for rape and murder. They practically tried to sell that woman across the creek like a boat after doing all that. And then comes on my pod like he running something. And his mother, she just as bad. I want Howard, I want my son off our pod. Her son, we had one phone during the pandemic. Everybody had to use it. He knew how much time they had. And they even had extra time. He thought, you think you can punk me? I don't get these guys. Listen, man, it's nothing about you, your appearance, who you know, or anything else. That don't matter. It was a dude there, man. He got 18, bro. I don't care. I said, I got something for all of them. They come at me. If you're looking for a scary cat, you might want to go somewhere else. I don't start nothing with nobody, but you just a man. What can you do? Take my life if God let you. But life begins when it ends. For me, it gets better. Y'all think I'm just telling y'all I'm a prophet? But let's get back. It was just story time. So I think those guys raped her. Allegedly. Now, y'all ain't saying no names. And I think here's how I believe her neck got broke. I believe they couldn't let her get back to the United States because they did too much to her. And they know she would have went to the police. I think one of them put something around her neck. And one of two things. Those injuries, that comes from pressure being applied. A slam itself might crack the spine. So the spine was probably cracked from the slam. But all the other stuff they did, like notice, the fight was in a room with beds. When they found her, they said they found her in the living room. Now you saw when she was walking around how big that villa was. So it could have been a thing where they put something around her neck and was dragging her around. If y'all got any other videos out there, keep those videos. And go to the police. So what? Let me tell you something about snitching. Coming from somebody who dealt with the streets and many street people. Let me tell you something about snitching. If you tell something that happened to somebody else to help the person it happened to, that's not snitching. You know what snitching is from a street standpoint? If one of those people in that room that was doing all that stuff told on the other people, that's snitching. But if somebody else saw a video that they was posting and you kept it and you take it to the police, you're not snitching, man. And you will be blessed. I believe God will bless you for that. Like literally. Don't let these devils hide. Get them. And like I said, what y'all gonna do? Ain't none of them dudes that was there gonna do jack S-H-I-T to me. I literally would dare them to even step foot in Milwaukee. Cause I'm gonna say just like I said in that job, I ain't hurt. Y'all do some clowns, man. You sitting back, there's no way I would let that go down if I was in that house. There's no way. Y'all dudes is fake though. Y'all fugazi. I listen to rap. I smoke weed. Oh, look, I got tattoos. 1, 2, 3. None of it means nothing. You a clown. You not smart. And they got places for you. You need to be in that prison. So, possibly, they dragged her into that room they found her. That was probably loosened those vertebrae. Now, y'all listening, right? Do some research on those type of injuries, how they cause. The dislocation of the upper spine, that is what happens to people when they getting dragged. The slam probably cracked the spine. And it was kind of funky but it was still intact until whatever they put around her neck. They was torturing her, and they probably was laughing because they hated her anyway. Stop trying to have friends, man. When you have friends, it should be after a long time of them showing you their loyalty and their love for you. If you going back and forth with them, they don't care about you like that. I'm gonna show you a trick. If you got a friend that you always disagreeing with, ask him for some money. And when he say nah, say, man, I was just playing to see what you would do. Them the ones that you gotta watch what you tell them. They'll tell their mama, their brother, their wife, and you gotta watch what you do around them. Just that ain't no real friend. That's an associate. You taking it too far, calling them a friend. So I believe something was placed around her neck, either a belt, probably a belt, or a rope or something like that. And possibly could have hung her from the balcony. But I think I'm leaning more towards the thing that was around her neck was probably a belt. One of those dudes put their foot, or two of those dudes, on her back, and they pulled until she stopped breathing. And now, here's another thing. If they graping her and her spine already messed up, yeah, I heard the little urban phrases, breaking her back. And this ain't no joking, man. I'm not trying to joke around here. They tortured that girl, man. And when it comes out, remember me telling you first. Because I know that some of the bigger YouTubers, I like y'all, but I know y'all using terms. Because we know who makes up terms. And who made up this and made up that. I made up Pukisha. And I made up Panda Bear. So when I hear y'all saying it, I know y'all sneaking watching my stuff. Just give me my flowers like I give y'all yours. Give me a shout out. I ain't gonna say who you are, but just know, I know you watching my stuff. And I admit all the time I watch yours. But I give y'all credit though. See, y'all talk about the same black people y'all talk about. Y'all do the same thing. By not shouting people out and not saying that you be watching people videos, you doing the same thing that you say other ninjas do. So if this is you, stop talking about we need to stick together before I expose you. Because there's a couple of y'all that be doing it. And I know you watching my stuff. Just like I know YouTube shadow banning my content. Because if people watching these videos, they're going to watch them. So you want me to believe that they watching them and not me. Stop it. Stop it. They watching it, you just not giving me the credit. Because y'all remember we had this conversation before, YouTube. When that glitch was going on, and I could see how many people was watching me and your favorite pastors. That's how I already know. Once I get to church building, I already know people gonna come. You can't stop this. And I never did anything to you for you to want to. But we're gonna close. That's just something that, I watch a lot of Criminal Minds and CSI. I used to watch CSI Miami and Las Vegas faithfully. So I know, I've heard how these type of injuries are caused. And y'all came back over here lying. They family need to hop on y'all heels. Need to set it off. Thanks for watching. This is the Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel.